Ladies and gentlemen, I think I might have just watched the best indigenous movie of 2024. Hey movie lovers, welcome to another movie review brought to you by Party Jollof. And today we're talking about the movie Beast of Two Worlds, Ajakaju.
Kábíyèsí Olúwa mi, àìgbọ́ búburú lẹ́nu abọ́ rẹ̀, ẹ̀ gbó, ẹ̀ tọ́, ẹ̀ kó wa jẹ pé, ẹ̀ bí sùn, ẹ̀ bí wà rẹ̀. Kábíyèsí Olúwa mi, àgbọ́dọ̀ mú sọ ni o. Bí ẹ bá lè pé ọdún mẹ́wàá lórí ìtẹ́ àwọn bàbá yín, bí ẹ bá bí akọ, Olúwa mi, ó léwu pọ̀ o.
Kábíyèsí tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ tọ́dún mẹ́wàá pé tẹ́ ò bí akọ ẹ forí ìtẹ́lẹ̀ o ẹ lè fìlú yìí lẹ̀ pátápátá.
Before we get into this review, I'd like to give a special shout out to the great man himself, Niyi Akimolayan, and the entire Anthill Studios for giving us these epic pieces for the past 3 years and counting. Sincerely speaking, this man deserves his flowers. And I'd also like to give a special shout out to Eniola Jao and Odunlade Adekola for working together to produce this great piece. Over the years, there has been a stigmatization against our local movies, especially Yoruba movies. I've heard a lot of people say, I don't watch Yoruba movies anymore, and I'm sure you can actually relate to this. But thankfully, the story has been changing of recent, and this movie, Ajakaju, further strengthens the cause of changing the status quo. The movie centers around a desperate king who faces banishment due to his wife's inability to produce an heir. He takes another bride from another world who promises him a son, but her arrival brings otherworldly mayhem to the land, forcing the king to confront his fears and fight to secure his dynasty's future.
Adáralẹ́wà lórúkọ rẹ̀, olórí mi tuntun láàfin ni.
This movie has come with a bit of mixed reaction, I must say. But I must also say, if you're a true born and bred Yoruba person and not a Gen Z one, you should have a full appreciation for this movie. First of all, we need to understand that Ajakaju is an epic historical film. Epic historical films are films that usually take a historical or mythical event and add an extravagant setting, lavish costumes, an expansive musical score, and an ensemble cast which would make them extremely expensive to produce. This movie showcases and explores some deep aspects of the Yoruba culture and tradition, which is something we've missed over the years. Ajakaju is not exactly a folklore as a lot of people have claimed. A folklore, as defined by the Oxford Dictionary, is the traditional beliefs, customs, and stories of a community passed through the generations by word of mouth. It is a body of popular myths or beliefs relating to a particular place, activity, or a group of people. But just like Christianity and Islamic religions, you cannot exactly call this a folklore because there are evidential facts to back these things up. I don't want to delve into religion or ancient Yoruba history, but if you've ever been in the company of elders, like the Yorubas will say, Omo Agba, you would have a better understanding of what these things mean. Let us talk about the things I enjoyed about this movie. Number one, the storyline. The storyline of this movie was great. The casting was on point and the actors understood their assignment and they executed this project to the very best. Ajakaju made us see some aspects of some actors that we've not seen in a very long time. For example, I can't remember the last time I saw Odunlade play a role that wasn't actually comic, but this movie made us see him in all seriousness and he actually killed his role very, very well. Let us not even talk about Shola Shobowale, the king of boys herself. Without her, you can't expect anything less. You know now, you know.
Yoba.
Cousin Kakan, Kosewu, oh, ọ̀tọ̀ lóhun tí mo rò, ọ̀tọ̀ lóhun tí mo bá, mo rò pé ó gbá burú wà fún mi. Àmọ́ gbéyàwó rẹ̀ dìde, kò sáburú rárá.
The second thing I liked about this movie is the cinematography. See, I can take any negative comments about this movie on every other aspect, but when it comes to the cinematography, me and you go enter the same trouser because the cinematography was dope. It was on 100. From the camera angle to the shots taken, everything was just on point. The cinematography was on 100. 100. The third thing I like about this movie is the soundtrack. For those who have been following us for a while now, you know that I'm a sucker for good sound and music in a movie. And I can tell you for a fact that The sound effects and the music in this particular movie was a big icing on the cake. At this juncture, I would like to give out another special shout out to Tolu Obanro and Adam Sundberg for always stepping up the game each time they are called upon. These guys do not get enough accolade as they deserve. I can tell you for a fact, these guys are legends in the game, especially when it comes to soundtracks, music in any movies. Name it, these guys are so good. They are very good. Now let's talk about the negatives of this movie. Personally, I do not see any negative thing to say about this movie, except for the fact that some people have had issues with the costume worn by Ajakaju herself, and then some people have also raised concerns about the storyline. But personally, I think the storyline is good. It's great to go. It might not be perfect, but I think it is just as good as it is. Now let us get straight into our scorecard. For cinematography, this movie has a 1. For directing, it has a 0.9. For editing, a 0.9. The plot, 0.8. Storyline, 0.9. Story execution, 0.9. Suitability for the audience, 0.8. The acting, 0.9. Music, 1. Theme, 0.9. So for us, this movie has an overall score of 9/10, which is a super spicy rating going by our own rating system. Again, like I said earlier, if Femi Adebayo does not pull off any surprises like we've known him to pull off in the past 2 years, I can put my money on this movie to win the Best Indigenous Movie come AMVCA 2024 awards. Before we call it a wrap for today, we'd like to remind you that Party Jollof does not support piracy, and we implore you, our viewers, to get your movies from the right sources only. Say no to piracy. For more movie reviews and beautiful content like this, please like, share and subscribe to our channel, and follow Party Jollof Africa on all social media platforms. Till then, bye for now.